Newberg, Oregon is about to get even better. There are some big things in the works that are gonna make a huge impact and make this area even more desirable. Today, I'm gonna show you what those things are. Follow me. Before we get into what those things are, my name is Ben. I'm a local agent here in Oregon wine country and the Portland Metro. And on this channel, we talk about communities, neighborhoods, the market, and some of the really neat lifestyle things here in the area. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next videos. Let's go exploring. The first one on the list is a potential golf course expansion for Chehalem Glenn. I'm here at the golf course right now. You can see the green behind me. This is a fantastic golf course already, but they are in talks for building a brand new clubhouse. Current clubhouse is pretty small and dinky, and expanding the course another 9 holes, turning it from an 18-hole course into a 27-hole course. So this will make a massive impact. Yeah, if you're not into golf, maybe it's not personally impactful to your lifestyle, your day-to-day, but if you are, it definitely is. If you're not, it still has a positive impact on the community. This will turn it from a community golf course into an even more desirable course here. Think tournaments and revenue and things like that to bring people here into Newberg to enjoy the golf course. Championship course, high quality, affordable actually, really, green fees, things like that. So this will have a huge impact if and when they're able to make this happen. So now this has been talked about for a while, but it has progressed a little bit further in discussions. It's going to depend on some pending board decisions and of course on funding. The land actually, I believe, is already secured, so that part's not a problem. It's just a matter of funding and where that is going to come from. Is it going to come from increased green fees? Is it going to come from bond measures or from grants? Or how is that revenue, how is that money going to come in to complete the project? Probably some sort of combination of those things to make this happen, but it is gonna happen sooner or later, so it's gonna be exciting when it does, and I'm excited to get out here. I'm not a huge golfer, I do enjoy it, I'm terrible, but it is fun to get out every once in a while, and I'm looking forward to making a already fantastic course even better. Okay, these next two, I'm not gonna lie, are not super visually appealing, and it's a little bit loud behind me here, but you know what, that's progress. So behind me, they are putting in the first part of phase 2 of the Newberg Dundee Bypass, which if you don't know what that is something they've actually talked about for decades before they started doing it officially in like the mid to late 80s until it's actually started being implemented and built in 2018. So it was a long-term vision and plan, basically to get traffic around downtown Newberg and Dundee from one side to the other without having to have the traffic go right through it. Newberg's downtown is a main thoroughfare, so we're not talking about that today. There are talks about trying to change that a little bit and try to change the flow at least on the main part of downtown, limit the number of lanes, close that in a little bit. But that's for maybe another time if they end up doing that. But the bypass, the first phase certainly helped a ton, especially with the through traffic for bigger trucks. And when you have big trucks driving downtown, right when you're trying to sit outside on outside and have a drink or whatever in front of one of the shops or something like that, in front of one of the restaurants, kind of messes with the vibe a little bit, right? So it is still a little busy, but you got a lot of those big trucks off of that and onto the bypass going around downtown to the other side of Dundee, which is great. So phase 2, which they're started to build the overpass for, they're changing how you get onto it basically. And eventually with the second part of phase 2, it's gonna send it, instead of going on Springbrook Road and having to come around on a 219 and get on the overpass that way, it's actually gonna send it basically kind of around the golf course where we just were, and then up the hill a little ways to it's kind of the middle point of Rex Hill. And what that'll do is instead of having to come into town and going down the road and then to get onto it, it'll make it so you can get on from Highway 99 before you even get into town and go all the way around to the other side of Dundee. Now there is a third phase, potentially that is gonna happen. That'll basically, instead of dumping you on the far side of Dundee, you'll just continue on to get onto Highway 18. That is way down the road. Right now we're focused on phase 2 and getting it connected so you can get from basically one end of Newberg to the far side of Dundee without having to go through town. So progress, this is going to make a huge impact absolutely on traffic flow and on the vibe of downtown as it already has. Okay, now we're in a part of town that represents the Riverfront master plan. And okay, this is big picture, long-term. We're talking, you know, this isn't gonna happen tomorrow. This is gonna happen over the course of probably the next couple decades. But basically 9th Street south to the river. And this is a concept plan that is taking, so this used to be, or a big chunk of it anyway, used to be the old paper mill site here on the south side of town, which got shut down quite some time ago now. And they have this concept plan now to basically turn this into, you know, it's gonna be mixed use, residential, commercial, industrial space, and just completely planned out to take this underutilized, or a lot of it not utilized at all right now, land, and turn it into this riverfront community right along the Willamette River. And this is great because Newberg has riverfront access. We have Rogers Landing, the boat launch, but we don't really have riverfront lifestyle here. And this is gonna create that. So think, you know, large park area right along the river, right next to where Rogers Landing is now. I don't know exactly what they're gonna put in there, but I'm imagining park and playground. And I'm thinking kind of maybe like Memorial Park in Wilsonville, that kind of idea, right? So it's gonna be a large space, lots to do, lots of amenities. And then you're gonna have housing, you're gonna have commercial, industrial, all those things. And then kind of think like a mini downtown right by the river, in addition to the downtown that you have, you know, downtown Newberg. So this is gonna be a fantastic addition to Newberg. It's gonna completely change the south side of town here, and it's gonna completely change the river water lifestyle if you're into that. So this is gonna be, again, long-term plan, probably 15, 20 years in the making, gonna happen slowly over time, but it's gonna be incredible to see this come together. And again, that mini downtown right along the river or nearby the river, additional river access, just that livability along the river, great settings, great views. I mean, I'm excited about it. You know, 20 years from now, maybe a little bit less, but it's gonna be super impactful to Newberg and the residents here and those looking to move here. So I'm excited about it. It's gonna be really cool to see. Quick little sidebar before we move on to our next stop. I said Newberg doesn't have riverfront lifestyle. That's not completely true. I was thinking basically like in town, in the city, like some of these other cities, they have riverfront right there, you know, within the city limits. We certainly have riverfront lifestyle. It's just gonna be on, you know, those larger pieces of property along the river, much more expensive. Not that riverfront property is not expensive even, you know, when it's in city limits, but just a different angle. So anyway, that's what I meant by we don't have riverfront lifestyle here. I don't mean we don't have it, we certainly have it, but it's isolated to those, you know, more rural pockets. Okay, next up and our last stop for today is Collina, this new development here by Polish Homes. And if you watch any of my other videos, you're probably sick of me talking about Collina at this point, but there's a reason why I talk about it so much. This is a big deal for Newberg. This is a master planned community with tons of amenities, you know, pool, clubhouse, fitness center, paved trails, playground, access to natural areas, and a mix of housing types and price points. So this is a really big game changer for Newberg for who it draws here to the community and options available for buyers. So that's why I talk about it a lot. And again, this is definitely a game changer for Newberg. This is gonna change Newberg a ton and in a positive way for a lot of reasons, I think. So master plan community, tons of amenities, great mix of housing types and price points. And this is a long-term development. This is, you know, 400 plus homes plus another 70 to 80 of their village product, which is kind of their entry-level product. Really cool product, by the way. But this is gonna be, you know, 5-6 years probably to build all this out. There's potentially the Collina East after this is done. We'll have to wait and see if that happens here when they get a little bit further along in this one. You know, first things first, right? And then this is all part of the larger Springbrook master plan that's been master planned for a couple decades, a little bit longer than that actually. Kind of hit the housing crisis at the wrong time and then got put on hold until slowly it kind of started coming back, and piece by piece, you know, they started bringing those components into the master plan. So anyway, this is a fantastic community. Again, master planned, tons of amenities, great mix of housing types and price points. This is an absolute game changer for home buyers here in Newberg and for those looking for that lifestyle neighborhood. Okay, before we wrap up, a quick honorable mention here goes to the Hive project here on the north side of Newberg. Now, this is much smaller scale than the prior 4, but I bring it up because this is potentially impactful, not just here in Newberg, but large scale, even across the country. So this is about housing innovation, new technologies, new building technologies, trying to lower those barriers into new home development to create more attainable housing. So this is a 10-unit cottage cluster, but it's really about much more than just creating 10 homes. This is about finding new ways, new processes, new designs, new ways to work with jurisdictions, all of the components that add to the cost and time to create housing and try to do things in a different way to try to find those ways to change the system, change the process in a way that works, creates better products, more attainable housing, so we can solve the problem not just here in Newberg, but across the state and hopefully across the country. It's pretty cool that Newberg is a part of something that is like this, that, you know, a small little town of about 25,000 people gets to be what is hopefully the catalyst for some big change in how we create housing in communities. So there you have it, 4 big projects and one little bonus one, and big changes that are happening here in Newberg, making a place that is already a fantastic place to live even better. These projects are all at various stages. Obviously, some are highly visual, happening right now, and some of them are a little bit longer term and are gonna happen over the next 5, 10, maybe even 20 years, but they are all gonna make a huge impact on Newberg and make a great place to live even better. So hopefully you enjoyed watching. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on my future videos, and we'll catch you on the next one.